I would like you to give them just a brief couple of bars of what they're in for, the treat that you guys are in for at the end of this interview. Each interview we've done, we do an interview, and then, of course, we end it with a song. And so, hit it. How's that for pressure?
All right, this is...
It's Patrick Davy here on WJR.com, New Voices and Visions. You get 10 seconds. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I left my room at midnight. I walked down to the street. You never came and left me staring at my feet. Like a moving storm, I felt you passing me by. Your absence kept me safe, but your absence left me dry. Ooh, I will find you where you are. I will pull you from the wreckage of your overturned car. Ooh, we will walk through the beauty that we lost to angry faces.
All right, we've given them too much. We've given them way too much.
News Talk 760 WJR presents New Voices and Visions. Now, here's Jamie McCarthy.
Talk about the Detroit sound, because you are, I want to kind of explain to everybody and give them the landscape. You are from Detroit. You've lived in Detroit, the city of Detroit. Actually, if you look out the window somewhere here, we're in Studio 1 at WJR, and I know you live close to around here, or did for a while. Am I correct with that? Mm-hmm. And so you're very familiar with the Detroit scene, yet you have a group of people around you in the music business who are associated with Sheryl Crow, am I correct, and Eric Clapton, and some other really big names.
Well, they do a lot of stuff, and it's not always big names, but it's a great group of people out of New York. They work out of New York.
Okay.
And I hooked up with them when I was traveling with Aphonic, and a little after that, we've been working and decided that we're going to make a record in Detroit. I dragged everybody here, actually.
You brought them to
yeah.
To, as you say in your song, The Joke. You mentioned a lyric, right, if I'm not mistaken, called The Dead City.
You're going to say The Dead City, yeah.
Is that referring to Detroit?
I mean, it's sure for me in a way. It's kind of referring to Detroit. I mean, but every city has a moment where it feels dead.
Of course.
And that's kind of the structure of that idea. You say, well, it's like a dead city. It's like, and people have this perception, that a city is always bustling, and a good city is always, swarmed with people and lots of noises and things. But that's not necessarily true. I think actually the majority of cities, especially here in the belt and stuff, they're all kind of dead cities most of the time. A lot of them just clear out at 5, and I think that isn't intrinsically a bad thing. So when I say the dead city, I mean it's just a vibe of being in that moment, and a transient moment from you're kind of on the cusp of a shutdown.
Your new record, speaking of killing it, is produced by Jim Diamond, and is it analog? Did you go back to analog in the live recording style, which I will quickly explain to our viewers. Most people these days, if I'm not correct, are recording on some form of digital, Pro Tools or whatever the system
right.
may be. Explain why analog and why the live, vibe to it all.
Recording nowadays almost always has a digital component. What that became, for me, it became a problem because we were able to do anything we wanted, which is a terrible sort of circumstance to be in. I like limitations, and I feel that coming out of 2009, and
is that because of the live aspect of it? Eventually, you have to go out and play these things live, and then if you can't repeat them, why do them in the studio?
It's partly live. It's partly, you want to respect that. You really do. I think more so. I think I was, and still am, pretty terrified and frustrated by 2009 as a year. And I think that overall in our music now, our popular music, and what passes for rock and roll, what passes for heavy, is just sucked free of testosterone. I don't understand what it means, and it's so quantized. It's so it just doesn't have any juice to it.
When you say quantized, are you speaking in terms of actually having a overly produced sound rather than and sucking the testosterone out, meaning that it is done by more of a computer sense rather than a actual human sense?
Well, I think you've got a lot of people thinking through. We don't want to insult, or we want to feed this. We want to make sure this hook is represented, and all of a sudden it's no longer an idea.
Right.
It becomes a sort of recipe, and for me that really sickens me. That's kind of the antithesis of what we went for. So for me, when we really go for a live recording in a studio and you're going to tape, yeah, you've got limitations. The gear is limited. Your time is limited. You're limited by performance flaws.
Isn't this what, going back to some of the greatest songwriters that I can think of back in the day, that before digital came along, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, the Who, groups like that, that's the way they recorded.
I think that's what a performance is.
Yeah.
And I think that a recording is just some miniature capture of a performance. And I think that we've lost that as of late.
Sometimes it pays to be simple. Sometimes it hurts to smile. Sometimes you get back on your feet for a little while. Sometimes you're staring at nothing and beauty passes you by. You see it when it's too late to try. Well, I'm lost in place, so smile for the photo, 'cause the joke is on everyone. Stand in the doorway until I say run, until I say run. Even when it's easy, it's still harder than I thought. Every day could be longer, every moment can be bought. Lately I've been feeling like a person I just met. All my words have turned to jokes, and my promises are bets. Well, I'm lost in place, so smile for the photo, 'cause the joke is on everyone. Stand in the doorway until I say smile for the photo, because the joke is on everyone. Stand in the doorway until I say run, until I say run, until I say run. So we run, we run, we run, we run. So smile for the photo, 'cause the joke is on everyone.
Where's your favorite place to play in Detroit?
It's tough. I'll give you 3.
All right.
I love, first of all, the upstairs of the Park Bar.
Great room.
Park and Elizabeth is so central to the last year, and I hope that it will be again for me. Really a great spot in Detroit, and great people. I also love the Lager House. I think
Corktown. Eric
Corktown.
Anderson and I are going to be down, I believe Eric next week, doing a little taping.
He looks Irish. So we, the Lager House is great, and then I love Smalls. I love Smalls and
Hamtramck, yeah.
And I realize there are so many rooms that I'm not touching on, but I mean,
I personally like the Magic Bag. It's a place that I enjoy.
It's great.
I've seen you there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of really good rooms to play.
Yeah.
How would you? There's an intimacy. I think, particularly the performance we just saw you do with the joke. Do you prefer playing a large audience or to a smaller venue?
I like them both. I mean, just depends on the song.
Do you get more if you are from the crowd? Do you play off the crowd? Or are you one of those guys who is influenced during a performance by what the reaction of the crowd is?
I'm definitely aware of of what people are expressing. I don't necessarily show that I'm aware. I think it's such an internalized thing for me that performance. So that's a complicated answer. I mean, yeah, I'm aware of it.
He's aware of it. It's Patrick Davy. Go check him out anywhere. Just type in Google, of course, our wonderful search engine. Patrick Davy. And it's New Voices and Visions here on WJR.com. And listen, brother.
Hey, when do I get to interview you?
When do you get to interview me?
Yeah.
Sometime soon. You never know.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you. See you next time.
This has been New Voices and Visions. For more podcasts, visit WJR.com.